Welcome back, everyone. Again, my name is Tom Rutter with the Pennridge Community Education Foundation. I'm pleased to tell you that joining me this week is a young lady by the name of Lisa Amary. Lisa is a elementary teacher. She teaches first grade in the district. Although I think Seylar is kind of her base school in this year of COVID, she's taught kids from several schools. And I like to start my interviews by making people blush. I would just say, Lisa, the person who nominated you, described you as one of the most energetic and effective teachers in our district. So kudos to you, and we thank you, and that's the purpose of taking time to get to know folks in the district so that we can spotlight our heroes. So Lisa, in getting to know each other on the phone, we had an opportunity to talk a little bit about your background. And I was intrigued that as part of your training, you spent time at the Milton Hershey School. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that experience and how it's impacted your work with kids to this day.
Well, first of all, Dr. Rutter, thank you so much for having me here today. I am so honored to be a Pennridge teacher, and it brings me so much joy to be here. When I think of the Milton Hershey School, my heart just floods with happiness. This was one of my first real teaching experiences, and I can't think of a more rewarding place to start my teaching career. At the Milton Hershey School, children in social and financial need are chosen to come to this incredible place where teachers love them, they believe in them, they support and guide them to be happy, successful learners. And you learn a lot about yourself there, and I think the kids teach you just as much as you teach them.
Always the case.
And I truly believe that education should be a positive experience for all kids, no matter what their background is. So from the very start, the Milton Hershey School showed me to love the lovable and to love the ones that are a little challenging even more. The importance of building relationships and connections is just so important, and it was so evident there. And I found that, you know, when kids feel loved, when they feel accepted, when they feel that sense of belonging and they're empowered, they will do great things, and they'll show us that anything is possible. So I try to do that in my classroom each and every day. I try to show my students that I am their #1 fan and their biggest cheerleader.
No doubt you've succeeded at that by all the testimonies I've heard. So what would you say are 3 things that you're most grateful for in being a Pennridge teacher?
Well, that's easy. Top of the list, my students. They are my why. Every day they come to school with great big smiles, ready to listen, ready to learn. They make mistakes, they do hard things, and each day they come back with bigger smiles, tighter hugs, ready to do it all over again. So their determination and their positivity is something we should all be proud of. And I'm just so thankful that I get to be a small part in creating our future.
I think you might bring some of that out.
Thank you.
Good. Last, I guess, a question.
Oh, I forgot to say the other 2 things.
Okay. So
do you want to ask that question one more time, or just go to the second thing?
So you mentioned 3 things, Lisa. You talked about one. Do the 2 others come to mind?
My Pennridge families. So the love and support and encouragement that parents show us as teachers is incredible, especially this year. Being an educator is not the easiest job every day. But when you feel loved and you feel supported and appreciated, it makes those hard days a lot easier. And working together in partnership with our families is just one of the best ways we can foster learning and the success of our children. And I'm so thankful for the relationships I have built with my families over the years. And I hope they know that I appreciate them as much as they appreciate me.
Nothing like a written note. You know, I've been retired 7 years, and I'm ashamed and yet also very open with the fact that I have a little box in the basement called my career treasure chest, and notes like that from parents that you serve, they are truly treasures. And we thank you for inspiring those stories.
Thank you. I have one of those files too, called the Feel Good file.
Yeah.
And my last thing I would have to mention, and is truly like my backbone, is the teacher tribe here at Pennridge.
Hmm.
Your colleagues are like your extended family.
Hmm.
It stretches across many grade levels. It stretches across buildings and departments. We all share the same passion. We share a passion for teaching children. We learn from each other. We inspire each other. We support and lift up each other. We call each other at all hours of the night, sharing the latest and greatest Instagram idea or the best dollar store find, or even just to share a funny story. So although sometimes it looks like it might just be one person standing up in front of a classroom, I can guarantee there is always a team of teachers encouraging, supporting, and guiding that lesson, whether it be your grade level partners or instructional coaches, principals, teaching assistants. It takes a team to teach every day, and together we are really making a difference. And I'm just honored to be a part of that.
And that's why the Pennridge Community Foundation wanted to spotlight this, because people need that story to get out. Hey, you know, I used to always interview teachers, and at the end I had a favorite question. That favorite question went something like this: how do you want your teacher or your students to remember you?
I want them to remember me as someone who truly loved them, someone who truly cared about them, not just as a student, but outside of the school day. Someone who smiled and laughed because of them, someone who held kindness and acceptance on a pedestal above anything else, and someone who kept their expectations high because I believed in them. And most importantly, I hope when they think of my name or think of our class or our time together, I hope they smile and remember how fun learning was. Whether we were singing or dancing or sharing or dressing up or doing cartwheels or playing a game, I hope they learned that every day is what you make it. And if they can remember a little bit of the learning that I taught and a lot of the fun, that would make me really happy.
No doubt that's coming true. I always had a quote, you know, kids will not necessarily remember the things we taught, but they will never forget how they felt to be in a classroom and with a certain teacher. So Lisa, I just want to thank you on behalf of the Pennridge District, on behalf of so many parents and generations of children you've already taught and will continue, for how hard you work and how well you do what you do. Thank you for taking this time.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I am truly honored to be a part of the Pennridge School District.
Thank you. Take care.